Titan. Everyone comes to Titan with a dream. Our moon is one of limitless wealth. There are ancient riches here for those with the strength to claim them. But some dreams start smaller. A better life, more dignity, more comfort. Today, Titan is a place where you can buy those dreams, where anyone can profit. But it isn't easy. You have to prove yourself here. Those who settle here take that risk. And without their diligent labor, our power grid would fail. Pollution would overwhelm us. And our trade would collapse. It's hard work, but on Titan, hard work isn't enough. The bold, the strong, those are the people Titan rewards. Those are the ones who see their dreams through. Exceptional people. Friends to the Council. That is why we're giving you this opportunity, Founder. We expect great things from you. Make sure you live up to our expectations.
Okay. New intro cinematic. I don't think I've seen that one before. But yes, welcome to Titan. Industries of Titan. I've played this one previously on the channel, but about a month or so back it hit full release, and I didn't actually realise. So, yes, Industries of Titan. I took a quick poke in the main menu, and I noticed there's now a campaign mode of some sort. So I figured, you know what, since I was really interested back then, and I've played a few games since I last recorded, I will come in here now, and we'll see what we've got and how far we go. So, new game, campaign mode. In the campaign mode, locations, rebel corporations, and rebel activity will be randomly generated. Okay. Your goal will be to fight for a seat on the council by conquering key locations on Titan. I was going to say about that intro cinematic, it felt like maybe we took the actual ship design off that girl that was shown there, because she came up with it, presented it to some guy, and then it rolled forward, and it's like someone's making a deal. But I think that guy was making the deal, but I thought she was the one presenting it to the group in the display room before the finished ship was shown. But then she was back in the crowd, so I'm not sure what's going on between me as the new founder and her. It says friendships. Is she still my friend? I hope she's still my friend. Otherwise, I've got an enemy, which is always going to be a bad time. Anyway, campaign. Enough blathering and double talk. Right. It says intended way to play. Different locations of the campaign map vary in length. Rebel attacks will no longer occur after all rebel HQs have been destroyed. Okay, start campaign. I don't need the tutorial. Let's drag out an old one. Ionian Arms. We are not a weapon manufacturer though, but Ionian Arms. Let's go with out of these. Let's go with, I guess, that one. Now, one thing I noticed is I still have the lag when I first. Off we go. When I first drop into a map, when it's doing the cinematic view of your ship coming down for the first time, I still get a bit of lag there. But I'm not sure what causes that. But it was doing that before anyway, and it can't have been a big issue, otherwise they would have fixed it, so it's probably just a loading thing. Combat is so common on Titan that Titanians should only be frightened when the skies are silent. It means that something much more dangerous is brewing. Yep. Yeah, hostile place. Okay. Campaign map. Alright. It says replay missions, but I've literally never touched campaign before, so I'm guessing that might be the tutorial. And I don't know what those are. Victory campaign capture 2 corporate sectors, which I'm guessing are these gold ones. But I can deploy to anything on a diagonal or straight connection, it looks like. Rebels hard, 3 rebel camps, snow, tundra terrain. There's a corporate rival. Okay, let's drop into here. Let's drop into this sector. Oh, I spent favour to get starting resources. Oh, okay. Oh, bonus starting resources, I should say. Design bonus options, free technologies, HQ range. HQ range is a good one to try and get, I think. But max influence is a good one. I often have trouble with max influence, so 50 additional max influence. I can make things cheaper. I can boost research speeds. Ooh, okay. I'll boost my HQ range by 2, which is nice. Got 2 more points. Nowhere to spend it, so confirm. I was not expecting that campaign map like that. I wasn't sure how they would play it. Takes 2 months to acclimatise, and we're back at the main menu. Nope. 2 months to acclimatise to the overwhelming odour of Titan's atmosphere, but it's impossible to really get used to that burning feeling in your lungs. Good to know. Oh. Starting bonuses. Okay. Scrapping tech increases research efficiency by 25%. Scrapping tech takes the same time as research. No weapon limits on all ships. Maximum 4. Shipyards can support 1 less ship. Or slumlord residents. Building holds 150% more citizens. Citizens generate 25% more wastes. Aerial armaments. I think aerial armaments. I don't mind the being able to support their ships. I don't really scrap techs at all. At least I haven't before. And slumlords, potentially interesting. I would have to deal with the wastes a bit more urgently, but I could live with that. But making the ships more powerful. Let's make our ships more powerful. This is very different though. I've never seen this terrain type before. It's all frozen and wrecked and ooh, okay. Me lucky. Now let me just get my initial survey work out of the way. I do like what they've done with this. I mean, we've currently got a snowstorm going on. You can probably tell from the swirling clouds around the buildings. Titan always struck me as an atmospheric game, Industries of Titan, and it's certainly come along quite well. I think part of why it looks a little odd to me is I don't normally play on terrain which has rocks on it. So that took me a little bit of a moment to get used to it. Artifacts patch. 18 artifacts. Okay, that's nice to have 18 artifacts there. Takes time to extract them though. But for now, we seem to be about done with our surveys. Oh, there's still a couple over there. I'll leave it unpaused. Let's go ahead and get our initial stuff out of the way. So, I start with 4K. That's 4 techs. I like to pick up residential, offices, so that's my money generators right there. Then, I like to get logistics for the transport hub. Also gives me roads as a free upgrade as soon as I build a hub. And I think my last one is going to be a power plant. No, wait, no. Got rebel threats. Let's get something defensive, I suppose. Oh, they've made the shipyard more expensive. Okay. For initial defense, we are going to pick up defense turrets then. I didn't know that they'd changed the pricing on that. Is there anything else new in here? Silence Diabolist Council Hospital, that's new. Heal citizens suffering from pollution-related health issues. Oh, so there's a way to make it so that people don't die. Park, an empty place for people to enjoy, increases habitability. Alright, let's pause it. Okay, right, let's start. For anyone who doesn't remember how the previous games went, I'll run through it here. So, the stuff in this blue square is territory I already own. Yellow is my potentially claimable area. It's the reach of my HQ. Remember, I increased its reach by 2. So it's slightly larger than usual. I pay with influence up here on the council tab to take control of something. And then I can do what I want. I can demolish rocks. I can mine resource patches. I can scrap structures. Or if it's a special structure, like these inert ones, you can see because of their purplish coloration on them. There's another option called Discover, which reactivates the building, but it costs me artifacts, which is this red one up here. I have none. They're also hovering up above each one right now. I've got the overlay up. We can see what's in here at a glance. So this one has minerals, which is blue, isotopes, which is green, waste, which is that brown one, and artifacts, which is red. Now, I can choose to salvage a building, which gives me the listed resources, minerals, isotopes, and waste. Usually it's tier 1s, minerals and isotopes. But if it's a ruin, they can sometimes come with higher stuff. It's an obsidian ruin, here we go. Tier 2 minerals and isotopes, which are more valuable in terms of when I use them in construction. Waste is just waste, but if I scrap it all down for resources, I can't reclaim artifacts from it. And artifacts are what we use to unlock some stuff, to hire all our employees. Well, convert our employees, I should say. We convert civilians into employees by implanting them with alien artifacts. We also unlock our spaceport and access to the council office with artifacts as well. Those are the main uses I'm aware of at this point. But it's an either-or situation with structures. But anyway, I've got these here. 2 artifacts or 11. I'm going to extract that for artifacts. 1 isotope and 8 waste, or 1 artifact. Ugh, that's terrible, that. Artifacts. Oh, if there's no artifacts, you can just destroy a ruin completely, rather than have to pick up what's in the resource box. So that's something to be aware of. 2 artifacts in this one as well. Oh, we got a new transmission.
Good morning. I take it you're the new assistant that they hired for me. Dina? Well, it's a pleasure.
Oh, that's the rival.
It's a little strange to do this by call, I know. But our office is just looking a little rough after that last argument with my brother. And unfortunately, the renovations aren't going to be completed for weeks. You've certainly joined us at a strange time. Nevertheless, we can't let that get in the way of onboarding, right? Might as well hit the ground running and all that. Oh, I knew you'd understand. I just know that we'll be great friends. Here, I've sent you some files. There should be a guest list in there somewhere for the gala that I'm hosting. Yes, that's right. I'll need you to assist the event manager on this. Did I not mention it? Oops. Well, my mistake. What's the occasion? There's no occasion, but the one that I'm making, sweetie. It's important to keep yourself in demand around here. But also, Balric Applications has been making moves, and I need to keep my finger on their pulse. Make sure you get an RSVP from both Mr. Balric and his wife, by the by. I need the full set, you know. Thank you, Dina. You have my full trust with this.
Okay. That was interesting. Someone immediately calling to assert dominance. I'll salvage you. So while I was listening to that, Dina, that means that I think I am playing as that girl we saw in the intro cinematic. And she's immediately being put down by someone who's a bit more established. But what I was doing while that was going on is, as I was looking around for resources, like this one, the two I've salvaged here and here have very high levels of minerals in them. And the one that I stripped down for artifacts, this one, had, like, not very good in terms of resources, but very high for its cost in terms of council. So that's why I did that. I was just checking around to see what I could find, because we need initial resources to actually get things up and running first. So that was my goal there. Anything else? Okay. Well, the rest aren't as good. So that's something to grab. I mean, that's a 52 for 20. I'll actually take that one for its resources as well. Anyway, let's get started on the proper thing. So, go into our HQ. Some of the buildings, like the basic factories and our headquarters, we can go into, and there's internal structure to build in. And that includes like our initial resource storage. Right now we haven't got much, but our workers will extract from the buildings when we speed things up. See, they're already tearing some stuff down. And then the resources, they start to vary back according to their work priorities, which right now is a default, so it prioritizes bringing minerals back rather than isotopes. Which is fine. We need a lot more minerals than we do isotopes. Isotopes are good, but we only need a few of them. At least for now. That'll be enough for me to build a level 2 storage, which I will start to insert at the back here. So the workers ferry things around, so individual resource points are shuttled around based on what you need. And I'm going to set you to only accept minerals. And then I'm going to make another one in a moment, which I'll set for isotopes. Now, something else I can do is I can set up processing to convert resources up to a higher tier. Very good. And things that take space and energy, so there's a lot of stuff to do there. I'm going to have to work at it. But I usually like to do that in a separate, dedicated factory building, rather than in my headquarters, because headquarters is like, as you see, it's very cramped. That's the main problem with doing stuff in your headquarters. It's very, very cramped. But actually, you know what? Just show that I'll do that now. I'll try and work out a resource refinery in here, because we have to also provide power and fuel to it as well. So here we go. Right, tier 2 resourcing, and that's about as good as it's going to get right now. I think I could have rearranged a little bit, but as you can see, I've packed in 2 basic generators. I packed in a very small fuel fabricator. I couldn't do it with 1 generator because there's just too many parts needed. But this is like bare bones. It's cramped in, and there's really not much space for anything else, and there's very little room for future building either. So this is why I don't like to do this in the actual basic headquarters. I try to avoid doing that now. So now that I've done that, what I tend to do instead is I like to use factory buildings, which provides a much bigger grid for you to build with, honestly. But I'm looking at this right now, and I'm thinking I want to actually get some. Okay, I will edit my priority list. And processing, inputs, outputs, then it's move materials. I'm going to adjust it slightly. Move isotopes is above now, so isotopes are coming first. I've got limited storage to ensure that I've got storage for everything else as well, but isotopes are what I need at the moment. Ruins, survey is behind, extraction and salvage. Construction, leave that as is. So yeah, just a small edit to that, just to get my workers prioritising bringing in some isotopes now, because isotopes I need for upgrading stuff for the most part, including upgrading my headquarters. And upgrading my headquarters increases the total radius around my headquarters and will let me actually claim and investigate more stuff, which is always good. I mean, that's why I picked upgrades to start out with. Now, there's tier 2 minerals coming out. If you look here, tier 1 mineral is worth 1 construction point, tier 2s are worth 5, tier 3s are worth 25. Isotopes aren't quite as good, but tier 2s are worth 3 and tier 3s are worth 9. So, not as urgent, but we use a lot more minerals anyway. But the thing is, refining these things also produces waste as well. So that's one of the ways that waste builds up. And it can be a problem because waste also slows down workers trying to move around, because if this waste output from my refinery gets full, it starts dumping on the floor, which slows down my workers, and has to be cleaned up at some point. Then, if it fills up the entire grid space here, then it shuts down, of course. So not only is it slowing things down, it goes offline completely. Citizens also produce waste in their homes, and if things go bad for them, then, well, they just can't live there anymore, basically. And then they start dying to pollution and exposure to Titan's atmosphere. So it's stuff you don't want to happen, really. Now, let's get on with it. So, what I want is that, which requires isotopes to build. It is a energy grid relay. Actually, do I want it there? Hang on. That's where that is, that's where that is. So I want to do a T-junction of roads like that. Which means I want to actually... I've got 85. I'll claim and salvage that because that's got some higher tier resources. I'll claim that empty plot as well. Then, yeah, I'll do power there. And I'll do... A little bit hard to see the building blueprint on the snow, I must admit, but I'll build a factory building there. Now the thing is, that connects to the power grid inside the headquarters that I built, because I built a plug to link out of it. But because the generators are so weak in there, it's only providing +2 to my overall power grid, which is not much at all. So, as I said, headquarters is really cramped. Not a good idea. You're done? You're done. Okay, let's build up a new factory. Which is, yeah, asking for tier 1s because they are 1 each rather than tier 2s, which is on the square. And they're going to try and prioritise emptying that square out. And then my plan is to turn these guys into resource production buildings. So the next thing I'm doing is, like structures can often be combined into a single bigger structure by spending a couple more isotopes on it. This is good because it magnifies the effect of the combined structures, so they become more efficient. However, these bigger structures also are, well, they can't burrow, which is the ability in this game where if you're under attack, you can have your structures retreat temporarily below armoured shutters in the ground to protect them from damage. Big structures can't do that. It's the trade-off for their increased effectiveness. But as it is, I am locked on space, so that's not going. So this is Factory 2. I'm going to install in this one my processing for Tier 2 and Tier 3 minerals. That's what this is going to be doing. And then we're going to start doing that. Because I like to get the higher tier materials as fast as I can, because it just makes everything so much more useful. And this is why I wanted to start focusing on getting better materials as soon as I could. As you can see, this is like very big kind of thing. And I think I've misjudged where the entrances were as well. The entrance is over there. Okay. So I want to move this over here, actually. Damn it. No, that's fine. But all this machinery and stuff is very costly to build, and also costly to operate, because I need to get power generation up. So that's why I've got some power generators over here as well. As I quickly go ahead and rearrange it. So multiple outputs. Check, check. Waste outputs. Check. Employee module doesn't require quick access, so I like to put that away from the access points. Like that. So, and we want, of course, the mineral intake module, which I'll put there. And of course, this is, as I said, this is all slightly out of position, but yeah, my people will deal with it. I'm just correcting that when I have a chance to do so. Put one there, put one there, that should be good. Now, of course, this is going to overwhelm my fuel production too. So, I need to add fuel capacity to it. That's the relay. I'm going to install the outward bridge there. The thing is, right now I've got to take employees off my hauling, my freight lines, just to operate this stuff as well, so it's not the best thing to be doing straight on until I can get some more people, but I normally do that step pretty soon too. And as it is, I think I'm going to just go ahead and scrap out these guys. Cancel that actually. I'm going to tell you to turn off the mineral inputs, because I think that's what you're waiting on, is that, yeah, you're full of resources. But as you can see, fuel is going, hey, you're running out of resources now. You might want to stop what you're doing. But that's okay, because I've already got refineries and things in for tier 3. I'll go ahead and call that in. And I'll also... I guess I'll start doing tier 2 as well. So, admittedly, this thing is the wrong way round, but that's not too bad, and my people will take care of it. Yeah, but I just don't have enough employees right now. For more employees, I usually wait until I can hit the next tier of headquarters, which isn't quite available yet. Connect these two structures. I need more isotopes. I need to find more isotopes. Isotopes are rare, actually. You don't use much of them, but they are rare, rare, rare. Ooh, I'd get some there, but that's 6 artifacts in one building. Oh, tempting. So tempting.
Sid, it's Tian returning your call. Now, I just want to make sure I heard your message correctly, because I don't think either of us want any misunderstandings. Because the way you tell it, my parents' will, the single most important document in existence at this company, has disappeared. Sid. Oh, Sid, I don't think I need to spell out for you just how displeased I am about this. And just how catastrophically this will end for your firm and you personally if you do not retrieve it. Because if there is any immutable law in this universe, it is this. Tian Gara gets what she wants. The Gara estate is mine. The company is mine. Every asset and credit my parents so much as breathed on is mine. So don't risk my disappointment, Sid, or all of Titan will know your name. I could make it so even your grandchildren won't be able to step outside without a guard detail. Are we understanding each other? I hope so. Ciao, ciao, sweetheart. The next time you call me, I'll be expecting better news.
Okay, that was interesting. And my question is, who the heck is Sid? So, maybe that was a wrong number? Who knows? Anyway, yeah, I'm just I've got 9 spare power right now because of the power plants I built in the other reactor, and scrapping out the well, actually I've not scrapped those out yet. 9 spare from the power plants, and so I'm going to get isotope refining up to level 2, and then I'll use level 2 to upgrade my headquarters for some more space. But as you see, now that we've only got 9 level 3s, our total mineral production ability is off the charts. So, very handy to have. And that's why I prioritise it so much. Just need to get things rolling. We just need more people. In fact, we just need people, flat out. We've got 8 artifacts, so let's go ahead and pick up Council and Spaceport. That's enough for that, and I'll salvage some more. Not much we can do with the Spaceport right now, except for call in like ships that only have resources on them. Council, though, we can actually start to use our Council influence for other things. We can donate to them to get some influence back, or we can request things from them. And I might request... Well, I can only get 5 tickets at a time. Maybe I should have looked for that one in the initial upgrades. But you can get some initial money from them as well. Not much, but some. That's got some tier 3s, but it's 6... Yes. The tempt of higher tier resources. We have enough tier 2s, so upgrading the headquarters to the next tier. Go ahead, 3D print all that. That's basically what they were doing, like these massive 3D construction printers. We'll get that tech worked out at some point. But for now, I'm just using that, and it'll expand my build radius by 1. Also notice, by the way, I've got 500 odd tier 3 resources for minerals, so I've got a lot. There we go. Radius increased. Got some more ice flakes, and not much of interest really. There is a sinkhole over there which I didn't notice before, and some crevasses. Crevasses and sinkholes are of interest because they are spewing zethane from deep below the moon's surface, and that is our fuel source. We're basically pulling zethane out of the air and then feeding it into our power generators. So literally there is liquid fuel, sorry, gaseous fuel in the air, which makes it very healthy for breathing, yes. Anyway, let's see, victory trophies, what have we got? We've got possess 10 artifacts, 15 resources tier 3, own 4 buildings. I could unlock these, I think I have to... No wait, it automatically counts it if I've got that amount. So, tier 1 I've got. Tier 2, 3 industrial fans, 3 residential buildings, 3 parks. Right, okay. Not really got any of that. I'm still trying to get my resource operation off the ground though. I've got some more of that flowing in, I've got some more of that flowing in. Very good, very good. Let's keep on rolling. Our first roads going in. We've only got the 1 truck right now, of course. That's because trucks cost credits to be used, but this is going to let trucks make deliveries as required, and it'll speed things up. It uses a little bit of fuel, of course, and produces a little bit of pollution, but hey ho, what can you do? I've also been using the council to gather funds to pay my workers, because if I don't pay my workers, I can't hire new employees. Admittedly, you can continue on without paying your workers for a bit. It's just, yeah, since I plan to expand my workforce real soon, I need to do something to resolve that. I have enough tier 3s to do that. Upgrade for my pylon, sure. Let's make my first tier 3 building a tier 3 pylon. Just for the enhanced power grid size. I'm also planning to put my residential structures over here. Clean that plot. I have got some space left over right now, but I'm really being strung up by the lack of workers. Because I'm still running on just my initial 8. I need more. There we go. You go down. Good. Power grid's only at +2. I need more power. I need more fuel. And I've already slapped in some extra stuff here as well. A bigger generator, another fuel extractor. I really need to get more of this. So I'm going to jam in a couple more. Not exactly the best laid out in here. Actually, I think I'll slap this one into the minerals production. Yes, there is enough space in here to easily slap that in. Good. Put it there. And you can see what I mean about waste as being dumped on the floor because I ran out of waste storage for a little bit, so that's scattered around the place as well. But I also need to get more minerals in. Stat. Well, they've nearly finished refining what's got, so they'll start hauling in fresh minerals really soon. What's my rival at? Yeah, I just spotted the tab saying rival, and it's like, my rival has 2 out of 20. And I'm at 3, so I think I'm in a better position than my rival, at least industrially. The first one goes up. Our first residence. We had just enough power and fuel, though I am diverting more power as we speak. But now we can start to accept peoples. There's nothing for them to do right now, but peoples are what I require. Because peoples I can convert into recruits. Yes. As I mentioned earlier, we jam artifacts into their bodies, and then they obey my will. Here we go. I want the conversion capsules, which are worth -4 energy a pop. Kind of bad. But we've got +12 right now. -12, good. What are they made out of? Being made out of mineral wands, but that's because we just don't have enough stuff at the moment. And my usual plan is to have like a whole bunch of stuff like that in there. Then those 2 there, exterior access plug, a battery for a little bit of local stuff. But normally I'd fill the rest of the space with just conversion capsules, then I could convert a whole bunch of people at once. But right now, got to pay attention to our power demands, especially if we're planning to do turrets for defense. That's something I didn't mention before. Ships versus turrets for defense. I'd never actually mentioned this in my previous game either, because ships weren't a thing back then, when I did those videos, I don't think. But for turrets, you've got to have the power grid to operate them, the resources to build them, and all that stuff. A ship is more involved because you're building an entire ship and its internal workings and stuff, but it's separate from your main power grid, so operating a ship doesn't actually tax your city's infrastructure. It's just the upfront resource cost to build it and the employees to operate it. So that's the trade-off really, and I do prefer ships. I just wasn't expecting it to cost 2,000 to get the shipyard blueprint. Okay, good. Right. Convert, convert, convert. 3 people are going to become employees of my grand city. Of course, this increases the wages, but I want to drive my number of employees up as fast as possible. It's getting to the point where we want to start building defences. Here they come. Prospective employees. They lie down. It starts doing high-tech mumbo-jumbo. The waste is, by the way, stuff that's removed from their bodies to make room for the artifacts we're jamming into them. That is official canon. But these newly outfitted, upgraded, and programmed cyborgs are now loyal workers. And I'll convert number 3 just for fair. There we go. So that's 9 new workers. We're doing great for workers now. Because of that, I've unlocked the energy plant. I got the credits from the council for that. 560 credits. I don't think we're going to make the next payday, so this might be the last round of recruits we can convert for the moment. So there's last 3 that are coming through now. But that's okay because we have greatly expanded our workforce. Good. Next goal is, of course, defense and or an office. I think defense is probably going to be our priority here. We aren't quite in position to build an office. Plus we can always scrap defensive turrets after the fact. And the power plant is just much better at converting fuel into energy. The drawback is that you require employees to operate it, and it's a separate building, so it's got a bigger upfront cost as well. But I think we're almost at the point... Yeah, I think we're at the point where we can do it. Good, good, good. And not yet, so I'll convert another 3. I will install a power plant over here. So my victory points keep getting granted and then revoked because my resource levels are fluctuating, but I'm still well ahead of my rival. And then for the actual military turrets, requires 400 minerals each and 8 isotopes. Isotopes are fine, we've got level 3s, so that's 1 each. The minerals is a bit more of an ask, but we are refining them faster than ever because we've got more people. So in fact, I think I'll activate the second employee station to speed up the production of tier 2 to tier 3. Just a leap at that, as our first energy plant comes online. Send a worker. And while I would like to scrap out the energy plants in here, I think I'm going to have to actually because we don't have enough fuel. We've only got 2 tickets worth there. We've not really got enough fuel to operate our power plants, but we need the power anyway. And that's my last citizen, I think. No, you're healthy. I've not failed to pay. Oh no, you're idle workers, that's why. I cannot support enough more employees, that's why I can't convert anymore. That's fair, I've maxed out my employee numbers. Cool. Power plant is online, but it's low on fuel. We need more fuel. Ideally, I want to put it in somewhere where we can defend, but that's how it's going to have to be, actually. So let's go ahead and install a factory over here. And I'll jam some temporary fuel gathering in there, because I want to put a turret ideally here, and actually where I put that factory, so hang on. Whoops. There. And as you can see, the power plant is browning out right now because of lack of fuel. Hopefully I'm going to fix that in a moment. At least temporarily, because Zethane is... as you see, it's only really around the crevasses and things. So the area I'm building my fuel extractors is, by nature, not very dense. And that's limiting my fuel extraction efficiency. There we go, 4 fuel extractors, should be good. I'm out of storage apparently. But more importantly, I'm out of waste storage, so that's starting to build up again. Yeah. Just slap it in wherever I can right now, I generally don't have that much space available. Also bear in mind that if you're trying to build stuff in a place which is covered in waste, then you've got to clear out that waste as well, so it pays to keep your factories tidy at the end of the day. It really is a good idea to keep your factories tidy, the floors neat and clean, because then the waste just doesn't get in the way. There we go. That's the best I can do right now. And I have a turret here, I have a turret here. We won't have the power grid quite to support them, because we need that fuel. But dealing with the rebel threat, I'm afraid it's going to have to wait for next time, because I am actually out of time to record this episode now. So, well, this is Inches of Titan, hit full release about a month-ish ago, I think. It's still measured in weeks at the very least, so I think it's about a month-ish. This is Beyond Mac 3. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys are enjoying the show. Feel free to like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Helps out me, helps out the channel. Gives you those virtual head pats I oh so crave. And we'll get back to our... this isn't post-apocalyptic, this is dystopian, I think. Yeah, this is cyberpunk, but I think dystopian might be the best way to describe it, because it's not exactly a utopia kind of thing. Slightly dystopian time on the Saturn's moon Titan. Yeah. Okay. As devices keep on completing all over the place. Ooh, look at that, we've got stable fuel. But yeah, see you all later. First turrets. Yep, we can slam that up straight out of what we've got. I want to hold off on that for at least a moment though.